All right, welcome everybody to another deep dive. Today, we're tackling a topic that I think is just so crucial in our world today.
Yeah, absolutely.
We are diving into strategic planning and technology and how they play a role in combating hate. And, we're not just going to talk about like what hate is. We all kind of know that.
I know what it is.
But we're going to like really figure out like how to counter it using a strategic approach. And we're going to be looking at combating hate, strategic planning, and technology.
Yes, a great source.
It's a great source. And just to kind of add a little historical context to this, we're going to take it back and look at how the civil rights movement strategically used location and media, which was their technology at the time.
Right. So, fascinating to look at that and see how that, we can learn from that even today.
Yeah, absolutely. So think about the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma.
Right.
1965, Bloody Sunday. Like that was
such
a pivotal moment. And it wasn't just like a random location.
No.
There was a reason why they picked Selma, Alabama.
Yeah. Alabama was like
it was like the symbol.
The symbol, yes, of segregation.
At the time. And they wanted to make a nationwide, even global impact.
Right.
And so they chose that spot, and they used a new technology at the time.
Oh.
Television.
Wow. Television.
Yeah, think about that. Like back then, that was the huge new technology.
Right.
And so they were very strategic about it. And of course, the images of peaceful protesters being attacked were broadcast into homes across the nation and public outrage. It ignited change. It demanded change.
It's amazing to think about how much power the media has and how they use that so strategically.
Right. And it's like a really
good example of how that strategic planning with the technology can just be so powerful.
Okay, so we want to combat hate today. And our source outlined like 6 crucial steps. So let's get into those.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. So step 1.
Step 1. This is like a chess game, okay?
Oh, okay.
We need to understand our opponent. So you wouldn't just make a move on a chessboard without kind of anticipating what your opponent's going to do.
Right.
So it's not just about like knowing who the quote unquote enemy is, but it's about
understanding how they're playing.
Understanding their strategies.
Right.
Understanding, how they think, what they're going to do next. So you're going to dig deep, right? You're going to do your research. You're going to look into hate groups' tactics, their narratives, what they say, how they say it, what platforms are they using, who are they targeting, all that. Like I think of, for example, the Southern Poverty Law Center. They've been so effective at tracking hate groups and like exposing their strategies. And that allows communities to be more prepared and more proactive. Like, okay, we know what these guys are doing, so we can kind of stay ahead of it.
It makes you think of that saying like, knowledge is power.
Yes, absolutely.
Like in this case, understanding who you're dealing with it's half the battle.
That's a huge part of it. Yeah.
It's huge. But then I love this source talks about, it's not just a solo mission.
Right.
You need people.
Yeah.
You need to build coalition.
Yes. Step 2, building coalitions.
Step 2, so crucial.
Yeah, it is.
And I love that because, it's like the saying, 2 heads are better than 1.
Absolutely.
Or, a diverse team is just going to be stronger than just going it alone.
And you're going to find common ground with potentially unlikely allies, right? Like you're going to broaden your reach and just create more impactful actions. I think of the Anti-Defamation League.
Right.
They work with all sorts of people, law enforcement, educators, tech companies to combat hate.
It's so cool when you see organizations like that working together because, it's such a bigger impact.
Absolutely.
Okay. This 3rd step, controlling the narrative.
Yes.
I think this is so fascinating.
So important.
Because it's not just about reacting, it's about being proactive.
Right.
And shaping the story.
Yes, exactly.
So what does that look like?
Well, you're going to create really compelling counter narratives, right?
Yep.
So for example, I love the campaign, the Love Has No Labels initiative.
Oh, okay.
You've probably seen their videos. Very heartwarming, really challenges implicit bias through, social media engagement. And they're not just, sitting back and responding to hate. They're putting out there
a positive message.
A positive message.
And you know what? That campaign, I remember when it came out, it went like totally viral.
Yes, it did.
It was huge. And I think it shows the power of like a well-crafted message.
It does.
That is positive.
Absolutely.
And inclusive. Okay. Step 4, leveraging technology and data to combat hate.
Yes.
I love technology. I'm a techie. You know, I love talking about this kind of stuff. But this is about using it for good.
For good, absolutely.
Not for spreading hate.
Right. You know, technology is a double-edged sword, but in the right hands, it can be so powerful. For example, you know, there are organizations that are using AI to identify and track hate speech online.
Wow.
Which is so powerful because it can help, you know, social media platforms to flag and remove content quickly, efficiently.
Isn't that, though, kind of like a game of whack-a-mole?
It can be, yeah. You're absolutely right. It's like...
Yeah, you take one thing down, it pops up somewhere else.
It pops up somewhere else, yeah. So, but that's why, you know, it's important to also use data to educate vulnerable communities, right? Yeah. Give them the tools to recognize and resist that manipulation online. So, you know, there are some amazing groups that are doing like digital literacy training, you know, training young people to be savvy digital citizens, you know, like teaching them how to spot misinformation and build resilience against online hate.
That's fantastic. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. So this fight can feel really never ending.
Yes, it can.
And I think that's why this step 5 is so important. Resilience and focus.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy to get overwhelmed and just want to give up.
Absolutely.
But we can't do that.
We can't. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
That's a good one.
Yeah. You know, setbacks are going to happen.
Yeah.
You just got to kind of adapt your strategies. You got to celebrate those small victories.
Right.
It's like, you know, the work of the NAACP, fighting for civil rights for over a century. Their commitment to sustained effort is really inspiring.
Okay. We're at the final step.
Okay.
Step 6.
Decisive and professional action.
All right, so we've done all this work. Now we got to put it into practice.
We're going to take all these insights and actually put them into practice.
Yeah.
It's about being strategic and not just like reacting out of anger or emotion.
Right, right.
Look at how the Southern Poverty Law Center files lawsuits against hate groups, right?
Oh, yeah?
Using legal means to fight discrimination.
Right.
That's like professional action.
Yeah.
With a clear purpose and a clear plan.
So we've been diving deep into all this. What does it actually mean for our listener?
Yeah.
It seems like combating hate isn't just some abstract idea, right?
Yeah.
It's like this ongoing process that demands all of us to kind of step up and do something.
It does. What unique skills, resources, what do you bring to this fight?
Right.
Maybe you're tech savvy. You can help monitor online hate speech. Maybe you're a great writer. You can come up with those compelling counter narratives.
Right.
You know, whatever it is, even if it's small, it makes a difference.
I love that. That's such a powerful thought.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
Absolutely.
We'll see you next time.
See you then.
And remember, even a single voice raised against hate can contribute to a more just and equitable world.